Hello, fellow duelists. This is Shadow of the Moon, and for once I am actually in front of a camera instead of being the one behind the camera. I'm showing, I wanted to do this video specifically like this, because I've never done this before except for that one video that I did post like about a year ago where I did like the face reveal. But this is something that I wanted to talk about. So if you see me trailing off or avoiding eye contact with the camera, this is not something I'm used to doing. So, forgive me. I've never done this before this video, but I wanted to actually talk to you as the audience directly. And first off, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who is still sticking with me. I know I've not posted a video in a while. That's due to me being in, having real life always getting in the way, and also me taking a break from Yu-Gi-Oh! As you have seen in my past posts and all my videos and stuff that I've done rants. But yeah, so with that being said, I'd like to do a little bit of a discussion kind of video, something that I've never done before. As you can see, I am bald. I have to shave, so forgot to shave this. So, just steer away from this, if you can. But yeah, so essentially, I wanted to talk a little bit about the state of the game right now, and I just don't have the passion for it like I used to. I mean, as I've said in my videos before, I have been playing this game for roughly about 22 years, and every time I've played it, it's been fun. I've only taken breaks from it. I think the longest break I've taken was for 2 years, and that was like, when I was in high school. But I don't really feel like I'm enjoying the game right now, so I'm kind of taking the hiatus because of that. Mainly the new set coming out, I'm not looking forward to, and I'm just a little bit tired of the prices on the secondary market being outrageous. I mean, I thought that was like a pimple or something. No? Oh, okay. I guess that's just the camera. But I thought that was a pimple. I was like, wait, I don't get pimples anymore. I'm not a teenager. But no, I feel like the game just isn't really that fun, especially with the new Mulcharmy card coming out. I know everybody was anticipating it, but when you see the price and it's like $140 on TCG Player, that's not something that you actually want to do, okay? Like, it's not. It's honestly something you don't want to actually buy. I mean, nobody wants to buy that. And for instance, like my wife, she was really excited about the prospect of doing, reworking her Mermail deck, her Mermail Atlantean deck, because she actually has that. And a lot of the cards are either ultra rare, they're secret rare, or they're, they're actually a little bit pricey. And it's kind of discouraging because when you want to build a deck and you can't, it becomes really discouraging for you. And I understand her frustration on that. But also on top of it, the new tin came out about 3 weeks ago, and everything in it was released. And I mean, it wasn't that it was bad, it was just there shouldn't have been, the secret rares should not have been the secret rares. Like, everyone complains about SP Loto Knight, and yeah, now it's like $40-50, but I still think that, for what we got, you have Bonfire, you have all these new cards and stuff, and I just don't think it should have been that much money. I mean, I'm always on YouTube, so I'm always like watching videos. Excuse me. I'm always watching videos. I'm always doing stuff on YouTube. So for me, when I go to click on a video, I like to watch it extensively, and I like to actually enjoy it. But there was one video that I watched today that kind of really got me thinking. The person was talking about the speed and power creep in all card games like Magic, Pokemon, Shadowverse if you play that, Hearthstone if you play that, Dragon Ball Super, and all the Bandai card games, because Bandai has like 5-6 card games right now, and they're coming out with a new one, which is the Gundam card game. But he said that most power creeps are always like from slow to fast. It feels like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is more of a sprinting card game, which is like pure injection, just going super fast, literally like 5Ds, making it to where it is impossible to kind of keep up unless you were on top of the meta, literally on top of it. And for me, I mean, I play this game to have fun. This is a game that I enjoy playing because I honestly like the design. I like the card, art from it. I like the design. I like the play style, and it doesn't feel like most card games. Like, not to bash on card games and not to bash on a lot of TCGs, but other than Magic, every other TCG for the most part feels like a Magic clone, especially Bandai card games. One Piece, Dragon Ball Super, Digimon, they all have the whole tap and like mana, or they have like the tap and like the life, which is like Dragon Ball Super and One Piece, and Digimon all have like the life. Digimon does it a little bit differently because they actually do like the security, which I guess is a little bit different, but it's still the same. Lorcana has like ink, so if with Arcana, it's the same thing. It's literally you have to get 20 ink, whereas with Magic, you have to lower your opponent's life to 0 and you start at 20, but with Arcana, you have to get up to 20 ink. And it feels like it's the same. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was really the only card game that actually plays like it does. Like, where there's no tapping, you're literally just battling each other, and you have hand traps, you have ways to kind of counter your opponent, and it's strategic. It's very strategic. And that's what I like about the game, is that it's not simple. It's very, very, very intellectually stimulating, especially for anybody wanting to play. And one of the reasons why, and you guys know that, but now my deck has always and will always be Black Wings. I played Black Wings in 2010. I kept playing Black Wings, and even though I have a plethora of other decks that I do have that I update occasionally, Black Wings are always my number one priority, like number one, because I love that deck. I have a sentimental attachment to that deck. That deck actually got me back into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So it was something that, I have more of like a connection with. But with that being said, for the past like month, I've been racking my brain about, well, how can I make this deck better, but, not copy everybody else? Because nowadays it feels like if you go online, everything is copy paste and nothing's original. I mean, it's to the point now where if you go and try to look up a deck list, literally they give you everything. It's literally like copy paste. One person's deck may be a slight different, like just a little bit, maybe like a couple things changed, but for the most part, it's the same thing. And I wanted to be different, so I wanted to play pure Black Wings. But I learned when you're wanting to play like at least somewhat competitive, pure Black Wings don't cut it, because pure Black Wings don't provide you those extenders, those situations where you need it. So I tried using Bestials, and I did like Bestials, but it's just everybody plays Bestials. I didn't want to play the Horus engine. I didn't want to play Centaurian because I'm not into the whole waifu thing. That's one thing you're gonna know about me, and you can even tell based off a lot of my decks. I'm not into the whole waifu like weeaboo lifestyle where you feel you have to have like cute girls, or you have to have like an anime girl and stuff and have like a deck. Don't like that. I've always been kind of like the creepy, kind of like the weird archetypes that nobody plays, or like the archetypes that are like, slightly off. They look creepy and cool and stuff. That's always been me, which is one of the reasons why like I love Blackwing so much, is because they don't have that. Like, I mean, thank God they don't have a waifu card. Otherwise, I'd probably pull whatever was left of my non-existent hair out in frustration and just be like, I don't want to play anymore. But I didn't want to play Centaurian because of that, because literally the end board just consists of Cosmic Blazar, a red Supernova with like a few disruptions. You could still play your Blackwing, your Former Master, your Assault Blackwing Dragons and stuff, but for the most part, it's just that. I didn't want to play Bestials, and I was playing Bestials, but my thing is, I've always at least want to end on a negate. And other than having a Red Hot Abyss or Varudras and then getting rid of a Bestial Dissipator, it's hard to kind of set up a field that's, that's not that's at least halfway decent with doing that, because you have to have a negate in this game, because Appaloosa's banned now, Baron's banned, Borload's banned in the TCG. All these cards they're banned, and most everything is more of just like disruption or extenders or things to be able to extend your plays. And I didn't want to play Bestials or focus on Bestials, because as much as I do like Bestials because they are creepy, I just felt like I was doing the same thing everybody else is doing, because everybody else they're always playing Bestials. Everybody will talk to you. They'll talk about with Bestials. Oh, I'm doing this. They do a deck profile. It's Bestials. So I mean, I just looked up the deck list for Dark Arm Duelist and stuff just to for shits and giggles, and it was Bestials. So either you're playing Bestials or you're playing the other Blackwing variant, which I played for about almost 2 years, and I'm gonna be honest. I got bored of it. Um, Caliuga is not for me. I know that that is like the peak Blackwing like strategy because it essentially locks your opponent out from potentially playing the game to where they don't get to even have a turn, and it requires all the setup and everything, and it's really complicated, and that's cool. If you like that, that is completely up to you. That is your choice. That is completely up to you, and I will never bash you as a player or ever talk down to you or say that your strategy is better or worse than mine or whatever. It's that is your choice as a player. But I don't like Caliuga that often. Like I don't like playing it because I found something and I realized something. How this game is now. This game is people always call this game a dice game or a coin flip format. I don't call it a coin flip format because people could still win on turn two if you're going second. I call this a turn skip format. It's called a turn skip format for me because literally either you are preventing your opponent from playing the game or your opponent is preventing you from playing the game. And that goes back to Caliuga. It goes back to the old King Calamity when King Calamity wasn't banned. It goes back to a lot of the other decks that are out nowadays, which completely shut you down, or your opponent shuts down your opponent from not playing the game, whether it's like Dimension Shifter combined with like Droll or combined with other cards that actually prevent your opponent from basically playing the game and not being able to do anything. When they had the Gimmick Puppet, that was just fucking terrible because that literally prevented you from, and it was like FTK. It was an FTK. It's like, who wants to play a game where you win either on turn one or turn two and your opponent basically either FTKs you or you get OTK because they literally just shut you down and they prevent you from playing the game. I know that a lot of people love Caliuga who are Blackwing players, and that is cool. If you like that, that's on you. But I don't like it because I don't like the idea of having to make my opponent get turn skipped and then they not get to play at all. And it's like, well, that's life. And, should feel bad about it, or you shouldn't feel bad about it. I do feel kind of, bad about that because I want to be able to have an interactive game, which is why I play the more the pure synchro or like pure Blackwind variant, or like playing Vistial or playing any of the other ones because they're not as oppressive. They're not as, make it to where, oh, your opponent can't play. Like the most that I'll do to you is set up two Blackwing Farmer Masters, or not Black, two Blackwing Assault Dragons, Blackwing Farmer Master, Red Hot Abyss, Dissipator, and then like Little Eye. Just multiple interruptions, but you could still play the game. Like if you have like a Lightning Storm, or you have a Forbidden Droplet, or you have a Dark Roller No More, it can obviously shut me down and break it. Like, I mean, I'll have Twin Shadow and I'll have interruptions like Charnger in the Grave, Twin Shadow set, Chinook in hand, but essentially I'm still able to play with my opponent. I'm still able to actually have that interaction other than just having hand traps. But with Caliuga, you literally just flip up Magic Launch, go into Caliuga, and it activates this effect. And for the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot activate face-up card effects. Why is that fun? Why do people like doing that? I guess me being older, I mean, I'm in my late 30s. Like I said, I've been playing this game since it came out, and I've watched it kind of evolve and change so dramatically. And it's not just Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon does it too because, like, Pokemon, they just power creep in a different way. Magic, literally, there's really no, other than Commander, nobody really plays Standard anymore. And I actually kind of like Standard. When I do play Magic on occasion, I like the idea of playing Standard because I like that balance. But with Yu-Gi-Oh, there's no balance. There's literally like with the new card coming out with Malcharmy and stuff. Now that that's out, literally you're playing Malcharmy, you're playing the other one, you're playing Dominus Impulse, or you're playing Dominus Purge. It's just a lot of these are just they're power creep cards, and the budget, the like player from the casual to the from the competitive to the casual is going to be getting wider and wider and wider. And you can see that because with, no one's going to pay $140 three times to get Mulcharmy just to be able to have that, unless you really are competitive and you have the money. Most of us don't have the money. I'll admit, though, wholeheartedly. For instance, I have a family to take care of. As you can see, I've got a lot of my son's stuff behind me because the living room is kind of his play area. So I have a family, I've got a wife, I've got a kid, you know, so obviously, and I have a regular fixed income, so I don't have the luxury of going out and spending my rent money on Yu-Gi-Oh cards or trading with people. I mean, I trade with as many people as I can, and everybody that I've ever traded with, just want to say thank you, and I do appreciate always being able to trade and have fun because it's cool. That's, you know, that's what we're here for. But I don't have the finances nor the drive to pay like $500 for 3 cards. That's not even counting what else you need, like the SP Little Night, or like bonfires, or like the all the Snake Eyes stuff and everything, or even the new Azemia cards coming out. That's going to be oppressive as hell too, because that's going to make it to where you can play Snake Eyes Fiendsmith or Diabell Star again, and it just makes that deck even more oppressive too. It's like, it doesn't seem like it ends. It just seems like Konami is constantly, and I know that I've ranted negatively about Konami, and I'm kind of the fork in the road. I'm not on either side. Konami does do great things because they always release tins and they always do give us good products for the most part. But on the other side, they give us products like what they are now, and they give us the prize support, which has always been in question, or we get some stupid stuff that comes out that really doesn't matter to us players, like the Shadow Duelist. That could have been done, and I felt like that could have been done differently, because they did like no lead up, and even the people who were fans of One Direction, I mean, of all the things that you could have done, of like, you know, I guess celebrities, you pick One Direction, really? Like, who the hell listens to really the One Direction? Or what fan do you know is gonna switch, who is a One Direction fan, and be like, hey, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! He plays it, you know, so Malik plays it, so I should play it too. It don't work like that. So I guess with context is, sorry my eyes, I actually had a busy day today. So with context, and just, I guess, to kind of end this video, you know, I just wanted to rant and just have like a little discussion, to sit down a one-on-one, since, you know, I haven't posted a video in a while, and I haven't done what I wanted to do. I haven't done anything except for like post little snippets, like notes, or like post up like a little, you know, chat thing and stuff, which is cool, but I know I haven't posted up a deck profile, and that's because I don't have the motivation to play it. And, you know, maybe, you know, next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, I'll have the motivation of it. But in the meantime, I don't, and I wanted to just discuss why, and just, you know, give you an explanation, more of an in-depth explanation, more of like a, not erratic or just in a more simple, but more of like an educated and just like, you know, a proper explanation, so to speak. Because, I mean, I don't really post that much anymore, even though I'm always on YouTube. But it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I love this game. I'm never going to stop loving this game. But just right now, I'm taking a hiatus from it because I don't feel as passionate about it right now. And I don't feel as motivated. And one of the other reasons is Black Wings. Because I like the pure Black Wings. I like pure decks. I've always been a purist. I like the idea of using pure decks. But more and more, it's getting harder to play pure decks because the power creep is so bad that, like, if I were to play my pure Blackwing deck in Master Duel, or even on Edo Pro, or even online, you know, it's difficult. I win games. Oh yeah, like, I don't mind. I do win games, but I also lose, and sometimes the pure Blackwing build isn't as strong as like the variants. But right now, I don't really know what other variant I'd like to play, because they're all they all have their ups and downs. I don't know one that actually calls me, or actually I am actually enjoying, other than pure, because I enjoyed the Red Hot, the two Blackwing, you know, Blackwing Assault Dragons, the Blackwing Farmer Master, Twin Shadow set, all that setup. I actually really like that, but that is obviously an outdated, you know, strategy. But hey, if you know and you still have success with that strategy, and you still top locals, you know, let me know. Maybe I'll keep playing it, because that's the main card deck that I actually want to play out of Black Wings more than anything else. But all right, so that's going to be it for this video. I mean, I want to say thank you to everybody that is still sticking around. I want to say thank you to everybody who is watching this video. Like I said, if I seem a little bit nervous, or I seem a little bit camera shy, I don't normally ever do these videos. This is the first time that I've actually done a video live and, like, you know, face to face. Usually I'm on the other side of the camera, so this is kind of different for me, but it's something that I wanted to get off my chest and, you know, just explain to you. So just thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.